I'm out of control. You're out of control. Be careful. This could lead to a nervous breakdown. Ida places hands on hers. You and your beauty can lead to a nervous breakdown. Forgive me. Myrna didn't mean to offend her. She gave a slight smile. They kissed again. Ida pulled the bus cord, and they got off. Where are we going? Myrna asked. To my house. Rubinho forgot to tell her. He moved to Aloya's apartment. I think he'll be gone for good by next week. Come on, there's nothing to fear. Myrna had an unpleasant feeling, but she couldn't identify what it was, and at the same time, she let herself be led to Ida's apartment. Chapter 7 Clarice felt relieved by Ida's departure. Sometimes, the scene where he advanced on her, threatening to hit her, sent shivers down her spine. She had always been suspicious of the boy's temperament, but she never thought he could reach such a point. Claudia, Honor, and Ivan couldn't read, or write like Ida left and hadn't sent any more news. His father was worried and earnestly asked Clarice to write to his son. She didn't want to know anything more about Ator. She wanted to bury him in her life. But Claudia Honora's humility moved him. It doesn't hurt to do good. I'll write and tell you some news, and that's it. There's no point in me keeping this hurt inside. I have more to wish for, all the best in Ida's life. I don't want to be tied to anything bad. That's how she sent 2 letters and no response. When Claudia Honor became seriously ill, Ivan asked her to send a letter asking for financial help. Ator, Ivan, had 3 small children. His wife was expecting a 4th child, and money was tight. Clarice wrote again and received no response. One afternoon, when she had time off from work, she went to Aunt Carlotta's house. She considered that woman her mother, since she had never met her biological mother. Since Carlotta had moved near her, they became very close friends. Herculano's death brought them even closer. Carlotta greeted her kindly and, as always, missed her. You rarely come here. I've been working a lot. Aunt, it's not easy to take care of a mansion that size. You weren't born for it. Clarice, a maid, this is the end. I know, but what can I do? I dropped out of school a long time ago. Unfortunately, I wasn't as lucky as Ida. I imagine he's doing very well. I wonder if he's alive. He's never responded to a letter from Clarice. He laughed. Don't be dramatic. Aunt Ator, he must be doing very well. Don't you remember that Mariano met him at a meeting last year? Is that true? And that damn Ida made a foolish face and pretended not to be Mariano? It wasn't. Mariano didn't care. He did what he thought was best. He has a good heart, but Hector doesn't. If it weren't for Mariano, he would still be working in the countryside today. He's ungrateful. That's what Eder is, because of the shame he feels about his origins. He fears those who know about his past. I don't believe he has IGN Mariano for nothing. He must have been scared. Carlotta was surprised. Clarice, you've changed. You have a more refined vocabulary. What have you been doing? The girl laughed. The work at Dona Eustaquia's house is heavy. I have to manage the whole mansion, but I really like the atmosphere there. She has helped me a lot. And you know what? Clarice lowered her voice. She's a spiritualist. That's very Eustaque has always been an enlightened woman, ahead of her time, intelligent and lucid. Don't worry about that, Aunt. I've always been sympathetic to Spiritism because of the themes that address other dimensions of life. I didn't think you liked this kind of subject, and that's no wonder. I may be simple, but I've always been thirsty for knowledge. I've always questioned life, why certain situations happen. It's good to know that I must think that way too. She's helped me a lot since I arrived. At first, I was a bit shy, but the sympathy was immediate. It was as if I'd known her for a long time. You know, I can't explain it, but it was a very pleasant feeling. Little by little, we got closer until she said she was a clairvoyant. She gave me an explanation here, a little book there. Every Monday, sharply at 6 p.m., we meet for edifying readings. I confess that I felt enormous peace and that my mind is broadened with the books she's lent me. Oh, Clarice, I'm so happy. Although I'm not a deep connoisseur of this subject, I respect Spiritus a lot. Thanks to the books that Mrs. Eustaque lent me, I was able to really understand life after death. I've been reading a lot about reincarnation, and then I realized how wise and beautiful life is. Everything's okay. You know, I dreamed about your father yesterday. I haven't dreamed about him in a long time. I hope he's okay. Sometimes when I think about him, I get chills. Then it seems like a voice inside my head says, light a candle for him. He'll calm down. Jesus, could it be that your father turned into a lost soul? Clarice laughed loudly. I don't know, Aunt. It depends on the emotional state of how he passed away. He was a good father. He did his best to raise me. He was always worried about my future. He was afraid that I would be helpless. Herculano always had this concern. You can't imagine the heartbreak this man felt when Mariano called Eder to work at Palacio. He knew about this, but it's the pure truth. Your father had so much hope. He thought you would take I'm not good at working in an office. He deeply regretted it. But life always takes us to the best. If I wasn't hired, it was because I had to meet Dona EIA. And you know I'm happy living there with her. This job fell from the sky. Well, first you tell me this isn't for me, and now, bless you, I feel safe with you, under protection of Eustaquia. She's very feared and respected in the city. No one confronts her, not even her children. I know, Aunt, she has a strong temper, but she always treated me with respect and affection. I just take care of the house. But in truth, I feel part of the family because of all this. When the possibility of working in her house arose, I didn't hesitate. Dad had died recently, and you weren't obligated to take me in, but you would do it with all your heart. I really like you, and it would be a pleasure to have you with me. But you're the type who likes to be alone. You're wrong. I would love to have a family. And why haven't you gotten married? I doubt no suitors have appeared. Carlotta became sad and remembered years ago when she'd fallen madly in love and surrendered herself to her great love, and lost to another. To this day, I couldn't quite understand what happened, but fate wanted it that way. It was better to be alone than to have another heartbreak. I didn't want to suffer anymore. Clarice shifted in her chair and put her elbows on the table while Carlotta brewed the coffee. You're so pretty. At least you have a perfect mouth. Don't worry about that. We'll still get you a prosthesis. You're pretty too, Clarice. Proper dental treatment, a haircut. Fashionable clothes will make you an attractive woman. Don't dream big. Annie, why not dream? It's free and won't take a bite out of you. They both laughed. They continued the conversation until Mariano arrived, making a fuss. Godmother, why didn't you tell me that Clarice had been coming? He started talking and hugging the girl. Clarice really liked him. Mariano, how long has it been? It's been a long time. I've been working so hard. I'd like to apologize for not attending your father's funeral. It's okay. It was all quick and simple, wasn't it? Prudent. You came all the way from Belo Horizonte just for this. Your telegram gave me much more strength than many people's condolences. Your intention was to like Mr. Herculano. And you, tell me what were you doing? Oh, I'm working as a maid at Dona Iaea's house, the powerful woman here in the city. How wonderful. She's firm but very generous. I'm very happy. Carlotta intervened. She's doing well there, but she wasn't born for this. Auntie, this was the best I could have. At the right time, another opportunity will appear. Who knows what the future holds for me? Who knows? Maybe I'll even leave here, right? Mariano was surprised. Leaving here has this desire, and out of admiration, I want to grow and progress, to improve my life. You have no idea what it was like not to be admitted to Pallada. I always thought you could do well there, but you changed jobs to dedicate yourself to your father and Eider. What's wrong with Eider? Mariano shook his head. Carlotta knew her godson well. What's that face? It's been a while, but it's the next thing I knew. When I sent the job application to you and Eider, I was sure that both of you would be hired. I had talked to my boss, and he always liked me, and at Pallada, recommendations count for a lot. That's when I received the reader's job application, accompanied by a letter. Carlotta was shocked. It's not possible. I sent you both forms, his and Clarice's. There was no letter at all. Look, Godmother, I can swear I only received Eider's form from Clarissa. Nothing came, and he wrote a letter saying that Clarice didn't feel prepared for this kind of life. I think I still have the letter at home. Clarice looked at her aunt with indignation. I refuse to believe that Ida has done anything wrong. Mariano didn't understand what happened. Can I know what's going on? I can't believe it. Clarice replied indignantly. I filled out the form with care, and I wrote carefully. Aunt Carlotta went to the post office and mailed the envelope. I'm sorry, but if your godmother mailed the envelope, something happened in transit. It might have gotten lost. I don't think so. It's a naughty little finger, Carlotta said nervously. Calm down, Aunt. It's no use. I'm also upset, but what can I do? It's been years since everything happened, and I'm not going to lower myself and go after Deep to find out the truth. I leave this in God's hands. You're not going to do anything, not even seek explanations. I don't believe that every intention we have always comes back to Dabo in our lives. The one who intended to harm me is his problem, and what belongs to us, no one takes away. It may take time, but no one takes away. Mariano was thrilled. That's right, girl. I like your attitude. Wow, Clarice. I didn't know you were so enlightened. I changed a lot after I went to live at Dona Eustaquia's house. Mariano stared Clarice up and down. After thinking a lot, he had an idea. What do you think about working in an office? I think working in an office is so chic. Clarice sighed. And why don't you try? Mariano asked. How come I barely finished elementary school? Now I'm in elementary school. And look at my appearance. It's not the best. I disagree, Mariano declared. Your appearance isn't the best, but it's not the worst either. The first thing to do is fix that mouth you need. A haircut, a formal outfit, and a cream to moisturize your sun-damaged skin. Ready? You'll look like a big city girl. Clarice jumped up. Do you really think it's possible? You're not kidding me at all. Carlotta felt a pleasant sensation in her chest. Mariano is being truthful. Come on, girl. Who knows? Your chance hasn't come yet. I need people in production. Everything happens at the right time. Mariano replied. You'll achieve a lot in your life. Clarice bit her lip. I'm doing well at my job. Dona Eustaquia helped me a lot. She lives alone, and I couldn't leave her overnight. It would be unfair. Mariano teased me with his good humor. I was promoted, and I work as a human resources assistant. I know about the available openings, and with what I worked there, I did out a small, mischievous gesture with my lips. I can give you a hand. I feel you're competent. I know I can progress. I've always dreamed of this, but I'll abandon Dona Eustaquia. How much do you earn a minimum wage? In compensation, I have a house, food, a nice room. She assured me that she'll soon pay for my dental treatment. It's very little, so you won't have the means to progress. How about something close to 5 minimum wages? Clarice put her hand on her chest. Who said 5 wages? Absolutely. The company pays its employees very well. Nothing unrealistic, but it's one of the highest wages in the market. That's why people flock to the factory door asking for jobs, and those who join rarely leave. Working at Palada is a dream. I wish I had this opportunity. I can get a test if you want. I don't know. I don't think it's the right time to leave. Dona Eustaquia. Mariano emphasized. Talk to her. Don't be shy. I think you have many qualities to be explored. You're intelligent, and with a little more education, you'll go beyond expectations. But you need to try. Carlotta intervened. It's nothing by chance. You barely have the free time to come here. Mariano also doesn't think your time has come, my niece. And I'm sure that the ST will agree and even help her. Do you really believe in it, Aunt? Yes, talk to her. Clarice, be honest. Open your heart first. See if this is really what you want. If so, go after it. Don't let the opportunity slip through your fingers. This time, Clarice left her aunt's house with her heart pounding in her mouth. She felt a mixture of anxiety, fear, and joy. But according to the books she had read, that was the moment to put into practice everything she was going to learn and absorb from the readings. On the way to Eustaquia's house, she meditated on everything she had discussed with Mariano and her aunt before entering. However, she made a heartfelt prayer asking for help from her spiritual friends. Upon arriving home, she took a shower and went to her room. She was getting ready to sleep when Stack called her something. "Ma'am, no. Clarice, I wanted to know if everything is okay." "Yes, it is." "Why are you asking?" "Because I know something is wrong." "What's bothering you?" "It's so obvious." "I'm like that." I smiled in her face. "No, but the color of your aura tells me everything. Don't forget that I'm psychic. Come on, put on your robe and let's go to the kitchen. Prepare that chamomile tea, your specialty. I'll go upstairs and be right back." Clarice got ready and went to the kitchen. She needed to talk to her boss sooner or later. She knew there was a right time for everything. But what would that time be? Doubt consumed her neurons. She made the tea, and while she was serving at the table, Eustaquia arrived, carrying some books, and brought this for you. "Sit down, Mrs. Eustaquia. The tea is ready. I'll serve it." Silence reigned in the house. I lived alone in a large, comfortable, and very well-furnished farmhouse, like those of the 19th century. Coming from a family of sugarcane planters, she had inherited many properties, married young, and had 5 children. All were grown and married, scattered around the world. Her children insisted that she sell the farm and go live with one of them. But Eustaquia felt comfortable alone. She had already fulfilled her role as a mother, raised her children, and prepared them for the world. She was widowed, and now she wanted a quiet life without children running around the house. She liked the silence and sympathized with Clarice from the first day when her former maid passed away. Eustaquia knew that Clarice would be her future lady-in-waiting. He became attached to the girl and taught her good manners, correcting her vocabulary. In short, he educated Clarice as a fine society girl. He thought she needed to take care of her appearance and took her to the office of a dentist friend on the outskirts of the city. "I have scattered books on the table. They are yours. I want you to read them, but you have already given me a lot. I have the Gospel, the Spirit's book, some scientific books." I cut this. This brought her an awakened consciousness to spiritual reality. The Gospel brings her spiritual comfort. The Spirit's book brings, through questions and answers, an overview of spirituality. But these books here point out are different. They are not spiritualist, but of a spiritual nature. If you took those richly bound volumes, you could notice that we're very old. Our Mrs. Eustack, how beautiful the content is more important. You've matured. Clarice, it's time to learn new values, to give yourself more strength. If you want to improve and grow, you need to learn to decide what's best for you and faster. You're already grown enough to make your choices with lucidity. I'm very grateful. You've been like the mother I never had. I ran my hands through Clarice's hair. I had 5 children, all boys. I always wanted a girl. You appeared little by little, captivating me, and today I feel as if you were a real daughter. I know something happened, and you need to make a choice. You have free will. I know that every day I try to give myself more strength. I smiled. He only gave me time to find another assistant at LAR. Clarice was surprised, but I didn't say anything to her. I don't even know what to decide. She got up. She finished her tea, and before leaving the kitchen, she rested her eyes on Clarice's dear. Eyes almost always speak. We don't need words to communicate, and you've already made your choice. I've already made it, and I bless you. Now your life truly begins. From the kitchen, leaving Clarice's mouth open, the girl let a tear escape from the corner of her eye. She was moved and grateful for the understanding of that lady and for the magical moment that life offered her to change and grow. Clarice took the test, had her teeth treated, and 2 months later, she got a job at the palliative factory. Mariano helped a lot in this adaptation phase. Shortly after, she was living in a boarding house for fine young women in downtown Belo Horizonte. She ate her meals at the factory. She paid a small amount for the rent of the room and still had a reasonable amount of money left over. Some time later, Mariano started dating Antonia. She liked Clarice from the beginning, and since she was the only daughter, still single, Antonia invited her new friend to live in her house. With the money she saved on rent, Clarice began to invest in her education. Gradually, Clarice returned to her studies and soon completed her high school education. The time with the stake had been precious. Even at the factory, her colleagues thought she belonged to some wealthy family because of her refined and modest manners. She walked with delicacy and grace. She soon learned to dress with care. Clarice began to attract the attention of boys through a boyfriend. The suggestion came, why not study secretarial work? Clarice had never thought about it, but if she wanted to work in an office, why not take the course? She filled herself with courage and enrolled on weekends. With no time to date, she signed up for a typing course and didn't stop there. She was promoted by the head of the section and continued investing in her career. She left Antonia's house and went to a small house not far from work and enrolled in an English course. It was with pain and regret that she received the news of Eustaquia's death. She loved that woman as if she were her own mother. She asked for leave from the factory and went to the funeral. Clarice cried a lot at the wake and took it with her. Affection, os cold hands, I will always be in tune with you. I will never forget what you did for me, and I will never stop loving you. One of EIA's children came close to Clarice. Mommy was very fond of you. You don't know how eternally grateful we will be for having kept you company all these years. Clarice was amazed. I am the one who should thank you. Dona Eustaquia was a mother to me. She helped me a lot. We know that. Tomorrow, late in the afternoon, we would like you to go to the big house. Mommy left something for you. Clarice nodded. She will leave the books for me. She thought happily. The next day, when Clarice left the big house, she could barely stand up. Her mouth was wrinkled, and she still felt dizzy. It was with difficulty that she reached Carlotta's house. Auntie, please prepare some lemon balm tea for me. Carlotta was worried. Dear, she is so dejected. What EIA's children, one was not going to keep her books, and I was left Annie. But there are so many that Jerson, the oldest son, is going to have them delivered by courier to Belo Horizonte.